This is Rockmelon Station. Oh, sorry, it's Rockingham. Oh, so there's a big rocking Christmas ham at the station. Okay, sorry, I don't know why I always make fun of the station names at the end of the Mandurah line. In today's episode, we'll take a look at the station concourse immediately, followed by the history. So as soon as you come through the closed station smart radar processor, you are out straight on platform 1, which is the one for trains to Perth, without using any escalators or up or down movement modes whatsoever. However, to get to platform 2, you have to go up these stairs or take the lift. You can't take the escalator because it goes downwards. To get to this footbridge, I guess you could say, although it's lots of material. It's not just a staircase and another staircase down with a straight path. And then, so up here you have a nice view of the station with the two side platforms, and on the other side there's another set of stairs, an escalator and a lift, but all the escalators go out towards the outside of the station because there's much more people getting off a train at the same time than trying to get on it at the same time. So let's head down here now, and then we are straight on platform 2. So Rockingham Station is a station located 43.2 kilometers from Perth in Fare Zone 5, at the edge of the large suburban area around the town of Rockingham. Despite being the third last station on the line, it is still 27.6 kilometers from Mandurah, taking at least 17 minutes to reach it. It opened on the 23rd of December 2007, along with the rest of the Mandurah line. We have just come down onto platform 2, which is the one for trains to Mandurah, with some seating, a bin and another information point and a dot matrix display here. But then the rest of the platform is pretty empty, just some advertisement billboards and seating, and then after the large roof which covers the northern part of the station, well, like the middle of the station actually, because the super northern part is also uncovered. It's just empty, not much on the platforms. So that's what it looks like here. And here's a good view of the covered part of the station from the southern side. And then here, this is the northern side. As again, you can see the station there. Just before it, there is the second sharpest curve in the transport network. As you can see, the overhead live wire equipment is just over there, so you can see how sharp that is behind those bushes. And on the other side of the station is also one of the sharpest curves in the network, because the station is located to the west of the actual alignment of the whole line, so the trains curve in and then curve back out just to serve it. Okay, now we're going up the lift on platform 2. It's quite an old and rusty lift, very noisy. There we are at the top, and we're back on the footbridge or whatever you call it, sky bridge, to cross across the platforms. This is pretty weird. This is the only station where you have direct access onto one platform, and then the other platform you have to go from the other platform to that platform. I said platform too many times. Alright, now we're back at the closed station smart radar processors. On the other side there's a transit officer booth and a defibrillator, and then again just more seating down the platform, but on this side there's actually an extra shelter almost the whole way down. So that's this station. That's the platforms on this station. Now we are outside. Here are the bus information boards. You can see how Rockingham is just a chunk sticking out into the ocean from the land, and then you've got a few routes that are very short, like the 556 and the 554, just to serve the hospital and the surrounding suburbs. The 556 does regular deviations though, which makes it longer, but hardly anyone uses those routes. Then you got lots of routes to Shoalwater and stuff, and also the 555, which is the Rockingham Central City Centre Transit System bus. I'm showing you the 549 and the 548, which go up through Kunana up to Fremantle, and there's also some routes which go down to Mandurah but actually spur off to serve Warnbro. Anyway, that 555 is not a free service, but it basically acts like a CAT service, and it just travels over to the beach and back with only a few stops. And they actually have a special fleet of gas buses with their own registrations, So that's the main bus tourists would or any outsider should use in Rockingham when traveling around. Yes, and there you saw an artwork which I'll pop information up on the screen about, because there's not enough time to talk about it right now. Here we go. There's a fence at the side here where you can see through onto the station, and bike shelter and a police or like transit officer center and some bike U-rails. Alright, now Rockingham station gets a lot of cars coming here, which means that it has a very, very big car park. In fact, it has about 1,950 parking bays. That's even more than the Mandurah station has right now, despite it having now a multi-story car park. So yes, how is this all achieved? Well, there's a really big car park here already. You can see how big this is. But then on the other side of all of this, on the other side of Ennis Avenue, which is like basically a sort of semi-freeway that travels from Mandurah up through Rockingham, there is way more car parking. In fact, it's so long that 4 bus stops serve the length of the car park. So we'll go and take a look at that right now. There we just walked past the motorbike shelter and that stuff, and you saw there's a wheelchair parking space, but it says no fees apply. So there you have it. If you run out of parking at Rockingham, just park in the wheelchair place because you won't be fined. Walking past there, we also saw a sign that said car park full, so that shows you what they expect here. Alright, now we are down at the intersection of Ennis Avenue and Ray Road. This was actually meant to be a much larger intersection located on the land where the station is now, but then they just changed it and now it's just a signalized intersection. Here there is the station sign as well, and another artwork. Although I seem to have actually gone the wrong way, I got a bit lost. I didn't know how to access the other bit of the car park, so now I had to walk all the way back to the station, and then I realized that it's actually on the other side towards Mandurah. There's like a path that goes under Ennis Avenue. Yeah, you can see Ennis Avenue right there, a very busy road. Yeah, so let's just take a look at the area outside the fare gates. Here you got a little kiosk, ticket machines, open stations, closed stations, processors, add value machine, information point, emergency point, timetables, a phone booth, which in fact is now free, as Telstra have changed it so that all their payphones are free. A vending machine, drink fountain, toilets, lots of stuff in that little section. And then you come out here and there's another very long bike shelter. And then you can start walking towards the other car park. So let's go and take a look. So Rockingham Station actually has quite a history as to why it is where it is. So in 1999, when the original Mandurah line was being planned, they decided that it would go into the Rockingham town centre via a tunnel. But then in 2002, when it was decided that there would be a new route from Perth to Cockburn Central along the Kwinana Freeway, instead of going by the Armadale line and then down where the new Thorney Cockburn link would be, they decided to cancel this to offset for the cost for that. And that is also the whole reason why the Thorney station exists now. And then they said that they're gonna connect this station to the town centre using light rail, as evidence can be seen here with what looks like tracks, as these were concrete insets which were already built to put the tracks in down the busway, and they can still be used if they ever want to reinstate the light rail. And the station would have been right there at where the bike shelters are, the light rail station. But then they cancelled this as well, and now they just use buses along what would have been the tramway. It's now just a very long busway with the RCCTS 555 bus service operating frequently. Alright, now we have come to the PSP, which leads you over to the Western car park. As you can see, there's a little sign here which points you over there, and there's also a sign at the station which actually says buses to Western car park are these ones. because yeah, it's so weird that there's actually buses to a car park for the station you're at. That's how long this car park is. So yes, we're walking along here. There was previously a path that you can take up towards uh, Ennis Avenue up there. But yeah, so this is the main path. You can see the tram tracks down there, and then some graffiti under the bridge. I mean, graffiti artwork. And there's a bus going past now through this underpass. TP2075, 2075, a gas bus. Around the bend. Okay, let's continue now. And the sun up there with the cars zooming along. One thing I also forgot to say, this station is actually served by a once a day train service which terminates here. So you know how I've got the Whitford's W patterns and the Cockburn W patterns and stuff? Yeah, and then this station is just served once a day in the very early morning to increase the amount of trains at that time when people want to get to the city early. And that's a K pattern, just like the Clarkson K pattern. Alright, now we're here. This is the first bus stop along the busway. You can see a very long list of bus times as you've got all those buses there with the 555 in a special blue ocean wave color to symbolize its significance. Ooh, an earwig. Yeah, so you can see 400 meters away already, and now here's the start of the Western car park. A long zebra crossing to cross, but right now it's pretty much empty because it's like 6 p.m. already. And there's a COVID clinic drive-through area currently in this car park as well. Yeah, that's it here. And there's actually a station sign right there and 4 car parking machines. And then the station sign says Rockingham Station via path 420 meters or buses to Rockingham Station. Yeah, and obviously it's free if you go on the bus because, I mean, unless you only go up to the station, but why would you do that? Because you can go all the way down to the station and then you take the train and it's still the same zone. So imagine if they were so evil, they put a zone boundary here so they make you pay more. Alright, so now let's just take a look at a few buses passing here. This is the entrance to the Western car park from Ray Road. It's actually a signalized intersection. That's how busy it gets. Yeah, so right over there is the busway with the second bus stops right here. Just a few meters away from the intersection and the first bus stops we saw. Let's take a look at a few more buses. And now here comes the 556 shuttle bus to the Rockingham Hospital, which no one uses, and it's the only route to use this early exit from the busway to go out onto the road which is called Mattiate Loop, and then it's a very short little route to the hospital. Maybe it does one of the 2 deviations, which it regularly does, or both at the same time. Alright, now let's continue along this very straight busway all the way to the next stop, which is at this intersection between Ray Road and Kitson Street, although the section between the actual road and the street is bus only, so you can't go there with the car. And here's the third set of bus stops from the bus station, or the fourth stop overall. So that's how long the busway is, all the way up to here. And over there you can see the Rockingham Town Centre and the large cell tower in the middle of it. Now let's look at a few buses here. Most of the routes here, actually I think all of them, just go straight across Ray Road and continue along this street. So it's just a traffic light to allow the buses to cross over. And they're given full priority, so as soon as one arrives, the light goes red for the cars. Here are a few buses, two which go to Warnbro. And here comes one of the special RCCTS 555 bus services. These used to have a special blue livery with a whale on them, but then recently they were all removed and now they're just as normal, although the registration you can see is different. This one is RCCTS 4. See a very long registration panel at the back. These are the CNG gas buses which have no windows at the back. And they also have very minimal legroom at the front seats, I've noticed. And seats, longitudinal seats at the back of the bus, although I don't know if the RCCT ones have it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, now let's take a quick sped up trip back to the station. There someone just did an illegal turn onto the bus only way. This is double speed. You can see out the front there, although the actual front seat was taken, so we're just gonna look out the side. Along the pretty grey busway, the road is very light on this busway, with some yellow paint on the side. There was the second bus stop after the station, and the exit out onto Matate Street for 506, and there was the first bus stop with a zebra crossing out of the station. And now we head on down into the underpass. This is where the tram tracks start, as you see, and then back up to the left and past the large bus layover area to access the station again. And here's the stop list for the 555 route, a limited stop service it is, and it seems that all the stops are in Rockingham except Rockingham Station itself, which is in Coolunga. And there's the timetable if anyone wants to see. Yeah, with the special signage on the sign. It used to be much better when the buses were also special. I don't know why they changed them all. Maybe so they can serve other routes, although I haven't really seen that much. Alright, now let's take a look at some train clips and then a few more bus clips at the actual station, not in the busway. And on both sides of the station you got the big curve, so that's pretty nice. You can see the train coming in on the curve. Alright, enough talking now. Just gotta rate the station quickly. I give it a rating of 5 stars. It has toilets, an add value machine, transit officer booth, lots of buses, a large car park, everything you would need. So, perfect station, 5 stars. It's just not in the city center, but I explained the reasoning for that, and you've got the RCCTS buses, so that's okay.
Both passengers, your next service is leaving from platform 1. This service stops at all stations to Perth. Passengers, your next service departs from platform 1. This service stops all stations to Perth. all transfer customers. We may issue infringements if you smoke on transfer. Mandurah passengers, your next service departs from platform 2. This service stops all stations to Mandurah.